Good Saturday morning to you. This is Thomas Warden in the Morning Motivation, and all the entrepreneurs from across the world who come here each day to bring you some inspiration and love to your life. We came in here and started this community as team members. Just a few of us needed some more information and how we could keep our day inspired and keep ourselves going and keep ourselves motivated, because that's the hardest part for a lot of people, is keeping themselves motivated during the day. Because one situation, one bad word, one something of negativity happens, and it's easy for them to just fall right back into the, oh man, it's another one of those days type attitudes. So what we have learned within here with this community that we started 8 months ago, giving out the tips and tricks of what we do. And on Monday through Friday, we do the morning motivation of motivating people, bringing the inspiration to your day. And it is being live streamed out all over the world and recorded at the same time. Saturdays and Sundays, we get in here and we talk a little bit about our products and our services and what we have been able to do to shift our lives in different energies, different thought processes, different words that we give to ourselves, and then giving a better focus to where we're going. And how did we do that to be able to be entrepreneurs now, to shift our lives? We learned how to leverage a network of people from across the world that is like-minded and have a same energy of wanting to do something more for their own lives. So, and it all starts in many areas, because we are all not perfect in that life wheel. You know, we have to have a better balance of it. So what do we have to do? We leverage people that have the knowledge, that have succeeded. We leverage their information and we talk to them. We chat with them. We get on the phone with them, whatever we have to do to ask them the correct questions. Because I didn't get on the phone with my mentor to learn how to build an online business to say, here, what I need to do to build an online business. No, I said, what steps do I need to take to learn from you to create something new within my life? Then that was the catalyst to the correct answer that I was able to get. The correct knowledge that she gave me to be able to move my energies to learn something new one step at a time, and not the whole picture at once. Because we have to learn in stages, because our minds work off of a different energy that we've been taught throughout our time frame of the education system. You know, you sit in a class for this hour right here, you're going to listen to this one person, but yet there might be many people that you could learn from throughout your lifetime if you open these two things up a little bit more and listen to what they have to tell you, because you don't know it all, but yet if they've succeeded in an online business and now making millions, wouldn't that be somebody you want to listen to? If you want to learn how to do, like Roger went the other day and learned from Mark Lack, one of the top leaders within an organization, to be able to teach people how he was able to move his life and do the different stuff that he does. So what did Roger do? He invested his money within him, went to the course and got more knowledge to be able to make himself better within his organization that he's building. So same thing with myself, Julio, and half a dozen other people that you see within here. When we go to those events and we're showing y'all those events of what we're going to and who we're talking to, now, wouldn't you want to go listen to that person as well, so you can make your Instagram page a little bit better, your Facebook page a little bit better? Wouldn't you want to learn from the top advertisers in Facebook of how their tips and tricks of what they're doing so you can learn how to do it? That's what we do here within this organization. All these entrepreneurs here are listening to those people and shifting their lives. So today we come in here and we bring our knowledge of how we have leveraged learning how to do the Facebook pages, learning how to build a Facebook business, learning how to build a business in general, and learning how to do the copywriting, how to do the advertising, how to do the targeting, and how to do it without wasting your money in directions by trying it by yourself. Because sometimes that's the hardest, because you may not be able to comprehend everything correctly of what they've told you and how to link it all together. And sometimes getting a mentor or going into a community like this. This community, we come here and we bring this information to you because we're all part of a big family. We're all part of a family and a network, and we learned how to leverage that network. So the people that you go to work with, whatever corporation they send you to, do they not throw you out? They throw you out there by yourself, or do they put you with somebody for a time period before they put you out into that unit to go work it? Right? Before you learn how to sit down on their dashboard and learn how to do their system on the computer at that job. their way of doing things. You have to learn that process. Same thing with life. There's many areas that we didn't learn or was taught by teachers or by parents because you don't know what you don't know. So how can you teach somebody of what you don't know? But there is each individual person within here. We all have our own creative spot. We all have our own creative energy. We all have our own creative talents. And like I told y'all before, I thank the guy every day that had the creative knowledge to build this cell phone, and the people above and then worked with him to get it to where it's out to the world. And they're making them better and bigger every 6 months. Is there not a new phone that comes out every 6 months? People are steadily evolving so fast. So reevaluate you every 6 months just as well. So Jim Rohn says it all the time. Zig Ziglar says it all the time. Every 6 months, a self-evaluation on where you're at and all the areas that you wanted to do. Did you hit the goals of the last time when you evaluated yourself? Did you make the mark where you thought you were going to be? If not, why? What happened? What situation went on? Write it down, break it down, and see, okay, well, what happened to where I didn't be able to go towards what I was wanting to do in that 6 months. And then you need to break it down to you because you're the one that didn't make it happen. You said you wanted it, but you didn't move yourself towards it. Then what are you doing or lack of doing to not make the things happen that you want in life? Period. So leverage the people that know, and it will shorten that learning curve tremendously. Because my son, I throw baseball with him all the time, this, that, and the other. I'm not a batter, though. So I had to bring him somewhere for someone to teach him how to do batting, and the stance and the swing and this, that, and the other before, we went off into the better leagues. So that's what we did at that time frame. And he still understands that. Why are we going here, Daddy? Because he has the knowledge to be able to teach you correctly. I don't want you to go out there and learn a swing from somebody who isn't a swinger. I'm not somebody who's got the bat in my hand and can go out there and knock it out. Wrong swing, JJ. Get your mind up together, brother. Oh, it's all good. But guys, we come in here on Saturdays and Sundays to talk about, just life. We come in here and talk about what we're doing to shift our energies. We come in here and we talk about our products and services. So now I'm going to open up the platform to the community right here. So if you got something to say, Brother Scott's got his hand up. All right, Scott, go for it, brother. I got you.
Hey, guys. How's everyone doing today? I just want to tell you guys, this community and you guys have changed my family or changed my thought process, my life since I've been in here. I think it's been, 3 months or maybe a little longer than that time. It's maybe 4 months I've been with you guys my family and everything. Like Jim Rohn was saying, I listen to him a lot and things. Don't ever complain about what you got. That's all you got. So don't complain about the soil if you got the seed. With it being springtime right now and everything, don't complain about the soil. Plant that seed and grow. The flowers want to grow, so you'll be able to harvest and enjoy that harvest after the growth season. So, go ahead and step out of your comfort zone and know that your potentials and know that you can grow and know that you have that there's coaches and there's mentors and there's educational platforms that help you. You should never be embarrassed to be able to reach out to any of them and be mentored by somebody that has something that you have or has achieved where you want to achieve at. And this remember, springtime, blossom, grow. There's so many potentials out here to be able to grow and move to the next level to get you where you want to get to. And, just remember that you're valuable. And no matter what, your story is inspiring to somebody, even if you help one individual's life sometime throughout the day. As long as you help one person, that's all that matters, is if your story is inspiring enough to help one person. All right, so just remember, don't be negative about what you have. Appreciate, be grateful for what you have. Plant that seed and grow, and know that you got that help, that mentorship, that coaching, everything that you need. When you're out there, it don't matter if you're 10, 15 years old, 80 years old, like I said the other day, 120 years old. Life is an educational platform. We teach ourselves and we learn each and every day, we educate ourselves each and every day. Every one of us want to have better health, and want to help each other have better health and all that. And that's pretty much all really I had to say right this minute. And like I was saying the other day, today is the last day that I what was it that I had the thing going on to have, go live each and every day for each of us to do, and that was a challenge. I'm not saying that we can end that challenge today, because we can continue going to go lives to see where it's getting each and every one of us. But I'm gonna step into a new challenge with it for the next 7 days, start tomorrow. That everyone do a go live, but not just to go live, but either read a paragraph in a book in that go live, or read 2 verses out of the Bible during that go live each and every day. That's what the go live is going to be. Is read a paragraph in a book that you'll read, or read 2 verses out of a Bible, and what that's meant to you for that day. Make sure you're looking in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you, you're valuable, you're an inspiration, and you have a purpose to be here. And don't let no negativity block anything. Don't let no walls, or obstacles or hurdles, jump over, go around and climb over them. Nothing should be in our way. You are your own potential. So what you think is what you become. So know that you become anything that you want to become in life, guys. Love you guys.
Love you too, brother. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep up the good work and keep the wheels on the ground. Go ahead, brother.
Thomas, isn't it great to see that guy grow?
My soap opera, brother. I'm telling
you.
Go
ahead, JJ. I'm sorry. I didn't need to cut in line.
I love
I didn't have anything to say. I was actually just when people come in on the live on the right side of my screen, I try to go over and say hi to them, welcome them in, and give them a hooty hoo, of course.
For sure. And y'all can hear us live now, and we got some new people in here as well. Thank y'all for joining in with us today. For all the new people that are joining in and catching on the live feeds, we appreciate your time in the mornings and what we're coming in here to do, and hope you're grabbing some of the knowledge and inspiration. This is being recorded and goes out on the Thomas Lee Warden YouTube channel. You can go there. It's just like a game warden, WARDEN, and in that way you can get all the recordings that we put out on a day-to-day basis, and you might find something that someone else in your family, friends, or just your circle of life that may need a little bit more kickstart. Yesterday, I don't know how many of you saw the message that came through that I put out about what we're doing here in the morning, and her writing, the 11-year-old and the 10-year-old is in the other room, and she is in one room, and she heard, him kind of making a ruckus and fussing about the day, this, that, and the other. The 10-year-old, and the 11-year-old turned around and told the 10-year-old, you may want to crawl back in bed and give it better intentions, because that's not the way you want your day to be, right? That's not the day you want it to start your day. So she was in the hallway about to go in the room to say something to him and heard that from the other child. So this is all being heard across the world, and you never know who is hearing it. Even children are paying attention, and we talked about that the other day, of they are feeling our energies and how we are shifting our lives, and they know how we're putting something different into our energies of relationship, into our career, how we're bringing our better love to the family time, and bringing more dedication to that right there. So people are feeling this, guys. What y'all are bringing to the table just as well as me in the morning times is shifting other people's energies and lives. And even the children are feeling it. So now when we talked about the children's children, our grandchildren's children that we talked about yesterday, Julio said, now we're living a better life for this world. We have people that are respecting themselves a little bit more, loving themselves a little bit more, children that are loving themselves and giving better respect to each other instead of all this judgmental stuff that was being taught for so many years, the negativity that was being taught for so many years. With this energy that we're shaking and we're moving, that's what this is all about. We want a better world. Then what do we need to do? We got to put a better something to it. So what are we doing each day? We got in here to make ourselves better. And once we made ourselves better, now we can bring something better back to the table of Mother Nature and the earth and our world and our brothers and sisters across the world. period. So I love this online Zoom and the guy who built this Zoom, because now we're touching people, because we have Canada, we have Australia, we have New Zealand, we have Hong Kong, we have people from all walks of life that are getting to enjoy this every day now. And the calls and the messages that I get, guys, I could go on and on about the things that I've seen, but that was just a team member and what she has done with her life, and then now seeing her kids at the same time. So it's a beautiful life. And when I say it's a great day to have a great day, no, it's an awesome day to have another fabulous, supergalifragilous, super day, whatever you want to call it. But if you're not getting up and giving the good intention to you and your day and giving it that good vibration that you want, then guess what? You are going to get the vibrations that you put out, period. That is it. It's that simple. You get up and you give it good intention, good vibration, and saying thank you, then the universe knows what you want in life. And you want the healthy side of life, then what are you doing to put the healthy side of life? Period. Oh, I love it. I could go on and be a hard ass here every day and this, that, and the other, but I want to hear from y'all. We are here for y'all this weekend. So I'm going to do this right here. Miss Tina, you've been into the organization for a little while, and then now you and your husband have a different energy, and I'll call him out in a minute, because where's he at? Is he on the phone still? Yes, he is.
He's puttering around there. He's somewhere in the house.
I'll call him.
Thomas, you just invented a word. You just invented organization. Organization.
So I'm going to hear from you.
I know what you meant. I love you, brother. I'm messing with you.
Yeah. We're going to hear from Tina first, because I'm going to call y'all all out, and I want to hear you and your energies and what you see on your bigger picture for you and your life.
Yeah. So, I've seen a couple of years back, I seen an ad from one of Jen's downline, I guess you could say, somebody that was under her. And it intrigued me, and I seen the potential. A couple of years ago, I don't think neither of us was ready. I think you have to be ready to make the changes that you need to do to make this work, right? You have to be willing to change yourself in a lot of ways. So we weren't there, but quite yet. But we definitely are now. My husband, yeah, he wasn't. I think January of this year, something clicked in his brain. It's really weird, because he was so afraid to quit smoking. And then something clicked in his brain, and it was like, I was like thinking, oh God, okay, here comes the cranky, the just being miserable. It was like the complete opposite. When he quit smoking, he's like a whole other person. It was like the chemicals in his body was making him like this cranky, unhappy, miserable person. And then when he quit smoking, I was waiting for it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like different for him. Like, he did the patch for 2 weeks, and then he's like, I don't need this. I'm done smoking. So we're both on the same, same frequency now, the same wavelength. So we're ready to make this go. And we went and incorporated the other day. Today we're going to the bank to get a business account. We're setting everything up. We're doing this 100%.
Totally stoked.
Yeah, you got to turn. Yeah, so he's no, don't turn on your microphone, so it just sounds weird. Yeah, so we're he put out his likes campaign today. Finally, yeah. I boosted a post to kind of put some more spend on my account. So we're getting ready. We're getting ready, and we're doing this.
There you
100%.
go. Taking action. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And then Tim, like you said, if one of you want to mute, and then go ahead, and Tim, since you're over there right next to her, tell us the thought process of what was going on and what you felt and the energies, and now that you see what you have.
I'm going to unmute me, and I'm going to turn it to him.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with you, because I don't know.
There we go.
I'm not
Difficulties.
the king of computing. So. But say that again, Tom. I'm sorry, I missed most of that. I'm kind of going back.
Just your energy and your thought process. What grasped you and moving your energies of what's going on?
To be honest, I think it was the cost of cigarettes. Straight up. The new year came, I bought a pack of smokes or 2 packs of smokes. Okay, it's like $18 a pack. I was just like, what the heck is this? I can't. And then my brain just was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. And then I just decided that, yeah, I'm just going to stop. So I was like, I'm going to buy patches. I'm going to buy the spray. I'm going to get all this stuff ready so I can get it done. And then I jump in and I start doing it. I do the patch and skip a couple of days and then do the pass some more, do the spray, which is disgusting and absolutely gross. Got that done, and then just decided that was it, and that was enough. And then after that, my mindset just changed, and I realized that there's got to be more than just doing what I'm doing. So, yeah, the transformation commenced. It was cool.
Perfect. Yes. So right there, it was a shift of the monetary funds that he was putting out, and then also the physical, probably the physical aspect as well of what you were doing to your body that you wanted to get rid of.
Well, yeah, and then the fact that, my mom died 3 years ago of stage 4 renal cancer, which was a direct cause of cancer. So that was a
smoking,
huge, but I mean, I was in such a dark mindset for the years after her passing and the years leading up to it, because I was in denial about her cancer. So, there's, 5 years of me twisted in a dark spot, right? So, yeah, I'm way better now for sure.
Yeah, so awesome. Great testimony right there. Thank you for that, both of you. So now it's just like a shift. You're saying that what you're doing now is doing the daily work, the daily dedication. You're putting your mind to it every morning. You're getting up, you're having a clearer focus, and you're able to actually see a bigger picture of what's to come and how you are doing it and shaping it and making it, molding it, because it doesn't happen overnight, but it takes that daily dedication. So keep up the good work. Awesome. So Brother Gordon's been out for a little while. He's been working, Horseman. So we're going to call him out. Brother, what got you into the shift of life and looking for something more?
You had to pull me out, Thomas? You're really good for that. You're really good for that. It's been a roller coaster ride. It's been 18 months or so that I started with this. Jumped in here with the full intentions of just shooting to the moon. Definitely, that's not what happened. I mean, life gets in the way. My wife and I were on different levels. Kind of been over the last couple of months really just paying a lot of attention, reading a lot of books from Esther Hicks, getting into the whole the vibrational thing, right? I got to get my vibration into where I want to be and need to be able to put that out to other people. And one of the most important people I have to do that with is my wife, so that when I come home from work after a day of being around negative people, I have her positivity to raise me up again and bring me up to where I need to be again, so that we can generate this positive attitude and positive vibration together. She's the person I spend the most amount of time with. She's the one I want to be with the most. We've been married 29 years now, and she's my soulmate. She's the love of my life, and I definitely want to be with her for a lot longer yet. And my intention right now is to focus all my energy and all my time to get her to be at the same vibrational level as me, so that we can work this thing together and pass that positivity off to other people. It's huge, right? I mean, no matter what we say, no matter what we post, no matter how we put things out, people pick up on those vibrational things that we put out on a daily basis. They sense it, they know it, they can feel it, and it's huge. And it's been probably the last couple of weeks, especially for me myself, to really understand that I might tell myself that I'm not feeling and thinking that way, but I truly am. And I was feeling those negative thoughts from, stuff that happened back in my childhood and through my past, and, raising my children and doing all that, and through my marriage, that I didn't really honestly want to admit to possibly. And now I'm stepping up to the plate. I'm getting through those emotions. I'm getting through those feelings and understanding why I feel them and how I can counteract them and bring that positivity back to where I need to be. It took me a long time to become, I'm an electrician by trade. It took me 5 years to become a certified electrician. If it takes me 5 years to be a successful online marketer and to be able to pass this stuff on to other people, I'm good with that. That's just part of life, right? And every little bit I put out, every little bit of stuff that I continue going with is going to just continue bringing me up that plane to where I want to be at the level I want to be. So it's a growing process. No matter how I do it, it's rubbing off on my wife. It's also rubbing off on my children. My oldest boy had a pretty significant accident at work the other day, and thank God he didn't get hurt, but definitely could have. And the only thing he said was, thank God, Dad, I didn't get hurt. Gratefully, I didn't get hurt. So he understands being grateful and changing that mindset and understanding how you can bring that vibrational level up to where you need to be. And it's an ongoing process. It never ends. So keep working at it, everybody. And I'm so grateful I was here today and being with you all. You guys are true inspirations to me. Julio, your smile is contagious, buddy. I love seeing you anytime I get a chance, man. It's like a magnet, man. It draws me right there. Thank you very much and appreciate everything. Ryan, you too, buddy. Missed you guys over the last little while. Missed talking to you guys. Really appreciate you pulling me out, Thomas. Thank you very much.
For sure. Everybody's going to get some of this today, because
we miss you too, man. We miss you too. Yeah. Understand that. We talk about you when you're not around, and it's in a loving way, not in a negative way, man. Or you're always being spoken of here and there. We're always mindful of you. So understand that, even though you're away because of life, it's okay. We understand that. That's why Thomas tells us, don't be sorry. We're living our lives. There's no reason to be sorry for this or for that, so we miss you and we're happy to have you on here this morning.
Definitely.
Thanks,
and then thank you. The biggest part that I heard from that story right there is, Gordon, is the negativity that you're dealing with at work, and you're having to come home to get your wife to boost you back up. Now I want you to take that energy that your wife gives you and all that negativity at work, let it bounce off of you and say, it's not happening today. You're not bringing me down. I don't have to have my energies come back up when I get home. I'm going to have my energies here. You guys are going to feel it. You guys are going to know my presence because you're going to feel my aura and that energy all day while I'm here at work. And then guess what? When I go home, I'm going to go home and put my energy and my focus to my wife. I don't have to think about work because I'm at home with you now. And that's another thing I'm going to tell y'all. I had yesterday, we did our recording on the Zoom. I was putting all my links up, and then it was doing its thing. Then Carol calls and says something happened to one of the dogs. I don't know how many of you use Roundup or some kind of grass killing spray in your yard to kill weeds or along the fence line. But the neighbor, we couldn't figure out what happened, but we had 2 dogs go down yesterday. The nervous system just stopped. Their muscles stopped. They just went, one of my big dogs and the little bitty puppy. And we was wondering what the heck happened. They just completely went.
We have a lawsuit right now, Thomas. Roundup has a lawsuit against them right now.
I don't know what they sprayed, but we walked and we spent hours trying to figure out what happened to these 2 dogs. I mean, we gave them the milk, was giving them water. We was having to inject water and milk into their mouth because they couldn't even get their tongue out. Their muscles just went completely and just was like, what the hell? Freaking out. So, my mind went to that. And then when I was taking a shower finally, and we got them back kind of moving again and going good, and it was like, oh, thank you, Lord, So the vet, they found nothing in the stomach, no toxins, no poisons, no nothing. But yet, when I was taking a shower, I looked out the bathroom window, and I noticed my neighbor's fence line was turning green. And I was wondering why my bottom of my tomato plants were starting to die. And I was like, we've been watering these babies. What's going on? Well, that little Mexican guy went down the fence line, and yes, my 2 big 85-pound dogs, they can get scary with their barks. But yet when that fence was right there and they go towards him, he went down the fence line and kept spraying and sprayed my big dog along the front, right? The little pup was next and not too far away. The wind got her too. Well, what do dogs do when they go in at night? They clean themselves. Right? So now they got this in there. So they had one hellacious trip. It gave them like an acid trip, a drunk trip. Because when they stand up, they just kind of, hey, and they would just fall over. And it was like, what the hell? So it was just like they were drunk. So that's why we kept pumping the water in them, getting it.
You did that good, Thomas. You did that really good, by the way.
Oh, I know. It was funny too, because it was funny watching them. And I was oh shit, But yeah. So if anybody is around your animals, just know, guys, if they get a poison, inject some heavy whipping cream or some milk down them right quick, so it'll coat the stomach so it doesn't absorb into the rest of the body. So, but anyway, yeah, it was crazy. But what I was getting back to is I started the link and I had it all set up. Then when I went back in there, what was I not doing when I got in front of my computer? I wasn't focusing on what I truly needed to do. And I pressed the wrong button. And it took me all the way till midnight last night to figure out where the daggum download went and where they were saving it at so I could actually get it onto the page. So if you get taken away from your computer and you're off having to take care of something else called life, of whatever pops up, when you get back in front of your computer to do work, get your mind back right before you start typing. Don't come into the front of the computer when you're pissed off or mad at the world or negative situation or just whatever. Make sure that you clear your mind and get in here with a clear focus on what you're about to start to do. Because if you come in here with negative chat, you know, and you start typing, they will sense it. And especially if you do a go live during that same time, they will feel it. I promise you. So now what are you going to do? You're attracting a different kind of people than what you're wanting to work with. So just know that when you're doing your go live, think about the people that you want to attract, the people that you want to talk to every day, the people that kind of inspires you. So think of those thoughts and then think of the thousands of people that are going to be watching this video that you're going to be able to inspire and move. And now give that the energy before you hit that go button. Because if you go in there with negative, then you're going to be getting the responses of that, period. So, and then the other thing is, you know, I'm not, you know, there's quite a few of us in here that have done it with the excitement, but just know the corporations that you work for, read the fine print and policies to make sure that we don't advertise different things that we don't need to yet. You know, so you know what I'm talking about. So just make sure that no matter who you're promoting, whatever corporation that you become a affiliate with or a marketer for or whatever, go into the fine print and know their stipulations and rules and regulations before you start marketing things for them. Cool. All right. So we're going to pass this on to Brother Ryan.
I was going to step in again real quick and say something about how the board was saying about the negative and the positive and all that, and have to come home and be charged with the positive or whatever. Just every morning, man, just wake up and remember it. You're important, you're valuable. You have a purpose in life, and do whatever you need to do to get on that right mindset. Do not worry about the negativity that you know you're going to have, because life is an up and down roller coaster throughout the day, and there's no way to. I mean, we can say no or walk away from negativity, but we can't always avoid it because we're surrounded by it. It's part of life or whatever. So in the morning, just get your mindset to the right mindset, like we've always said before. Get that glass overflowing, man. Get that glass overflowing with positivity. Get that glass overflowing with energy. Take that on and we're into work with that big old smile on your face, that positivity, knowing that you got a damn purpose here, and that knowing that you want to inspire, you want to change someone's life today. All right, let's spill that glass, spill that cup, whatever that may be, that bucket, whatever it is that you have filled with energy and filled with positivity. Start spilling it over into the workplace. They're going to want to know why you're so positive too. It ain't going to be such a negative workplace anymore, is it? Everybody's going to know why you're so happy, why you got this smile on your face, why you're so positive. What are you doing to a little shift, that little adjustment that you did this morning that made you so happy? So you don't have to worry about getting recharged when you get back to the house. Don't worry about that. Fill that son of a bitch up this morning. Take it on into work and start passing it out, brother. Start passing it out.
That's it. All right. Energy. Got it all over the place. Now, Brother Ryan, we're going to call you out. I want to hear your story of what you did to shift your life and your energy, because I know the biggest part is when you became unemployed. That was the biggest shift, is what you told us. So tell us a little bit about you, brother.
Yes, sir. I probably wouldn't be here without getting laid off at the time. But it was probably the worst thing that ever happened. I was, like I said, a few times just about ready to go back to school and dump a whole bunch of money into but I thought I'd found my calling and my career, and got taken from me in the blink of an eye, and it took me a good month to pull myself together, but found this group, and the rest is history. Here I am now. I've quit smoking. I looked back at it the other day of just how far I've come and all the different things I've been able to do since becoming part of this great community, and that shift in mindset, just like we all say, it was that paradigm shift, that line in the sand moment. So super grateful now that I look back at it. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. So, and every day working towards building my goals instead of someone else's hopes and dreams. So yeah.
Awesome. Yes, and thank you for coming in here each day and the days that you give us the readings and things like that out of the the books that you read for us and bringing those tips and tricks and knowledge and the inspiration to us as well. And seeing your life shift and the journey that you've been on, it's just been awesome to be able to see it, and the energy that you have been able to come into as well, getting tapped in. So it's a beautiful day. Thank you. All right, Brother Julio, we're going to call you in and give us a little bit about you and your shift of how you shifted.
Well, part of my testimony is I think we all share the aspect of, hey, I was scrolling on Facebook one day. It's kind of like telling a child, a bedtime story. How a lot of the bedtime stories start the same way. That's where my journey started in this. So I was scrolling one day, and then this was back in the Infinite Freedom days, and my man Jeff Hughes, man, had some very powerful words, very captivating, that beautiful Canadian background, speaking about freedom, speaking about grabbing your life and taking control of it, and not allowing yourself to go down an endless cycle of a system that has proven to be unsuccessful. Where I'm not trying to get into politics or how the education system is set up or anything like that, but we all know how the system operates. How whether it be Canadian or whether it be American, or it's kind of like we grow up with that. Okay, you're gonna go to school, you're going to get an education, and you're going to get a job, and then you're going to buy a house with a white picket fence, and you're going to get married, and blah, blah, blah. And, like there's a specific order. It's like they sell you on a dream from our childhood, and I believe that. And then it got to the point where I've lived out my life, and it's like, I didn't have that. And he was speaking about something greater, and all I knew is at the time, I knew I wanted my time freedom. I knew I wanted to spend more time with my children. I had just separated from my ex-wife at the time. I was really in a broken state, and I was searching for something greater. I am a man of God, and I'm praying every single day and just seeking God's face. And I'm like, man, God, lead me. You know what I want. You know what I hope for. You know what I desire. And one day, I jumped on board, and I seen that. And like I said, I was scrolling one day, and I'm like, I want to see what these people are about. So I followed, and I'm like, there's no way what these people are talking about is true. This has to be a Ponzi scheme. This has to be a scam. It has to be too good. It's too good to be true. And I sat on the sidelines for 2 years. Thomas, you know that aspect of me, and I bought in, but I did nothing with it. I was actually signed up under Caleb originally, and didn't do anything with it. Then I sat on the fence some more, and I doubted myself because I wasn't. We didn't have this, Thomas, back then, and you know that we didn't have a morning motivation. There wasn't, outside of buying into. You really had to do a lot of the work yourself. And I don't mean like the physical work. I mean like the encouragement aspect, or the aspect of, hey, this is how it's done, or just somebody to hold your hand at the beginning. We didn't really have some of those things internally, and now we have this. We have a morning Zoom. The way that our entire platform and business is set up was where you can reach out to anybody. That wasn't vocalized. Not to say that it wasn't there before, so I had to do some soul searching. And for years, like I said, 2 years, I was playing back and forth. Finally, I was like, enough is enough. What do I really want? And in deciding and having that dialect within myself, I discovered what I really wanted, and then I went for it. Did I have the means for it? No. So I worked on my credit, and I saved my money, and I paid off some bills, and I opened up some credit cards, and I, little by little, baby steps, things that started to roll in motion, in order to get myself to where I wanted to be, and being a part of the group, being a part of, and then I stumbled onto this guy by the name of Thomas Warden, who I instantaneously gravitated to because of his spirituality. All the things that my boy Jeff was saying was on point. Don't get me wrong. All the things that Caleb was saying was on point. Don't get me wrong. But, those are, those guys are awesome and powerful in their own right. you know, but there's something different about this guy, Mr. Thomas Warden. He has a sense of spirituality and awareness that always isn't verbalized by other individuals. So I gravitated more towards that. And since the morning Zoom, we're about 8 months in, you know, more or less 9 months. And every day I'm growing, every day I'm changing, every day I'm maturing. And in my journey, I have a multiplicity of people. Since I've jumped on this Zoom, I've gotten about 8 different, you know, replies or people messaging me this morning, just telling me, man, that was powerful. Just stuff that I'm posting throughout. So as the Lord speaks to me now, or as I'm led in my business, or I'm encouraged in my business, or how I'm encouraged by one of you and something that you guys gave me. And I said, ooh, I'm going to grab that and hold on. And I'm going to word this slightly differently. And I'm going to give it to the masses. I'm going to give it to people, you know, and I see how this thing operates in full circle. I see how the power of one, how the power of practicing I am makes the world of a difference, you know, and how I speak, how I carry myself, how I represent myself, and not just me, but the God in me to change others, to impact others, to encourage others, to love on others, and to show them that there's something greater out there. The same way I stumbled on to a Facebook ad and I clicked on it and I was intrigued and I wanted to know more, you know, people are doing that, and it's in love. They're doing it, and people are poking at me and saying, hey, what's this about, Julio? Why are you so positive? Why are you so encouraging? Why are you so loving? Why are you putting out this information? You don't have to do this stuff, you know? And I'm having the opportunity to love on people and to show people that there's something that, you know, there is more to life than what you know it. There is more to life. There's something greater out there, you know, but you've got to want it. And then after that point, you can take those baby steps yourself in order to get yourself going, you know, in order to get yourself where you want to be. And, you know, the rest is history, because I'm living in today and I'm encouraged in today. And I know the possibilities and I see the possibilities of tomorrow. And I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by my brothers and sisters on here this morning. I'm encouraged by the group that I'm in. I'm encouraged by, you know, by the groups that I'm in. I'm encouraged by the people that are around me now. I'm encouraged by all of you. You know, I know and I see the ripple effect. I see how this is moving. I see how this is growing. I see how my business is maturing and how I'm maturing as a person, and the impact, you know, that I can have, you know, which just shows that a lot of people go about life and they think one person doesn't matter. Can I really make a difference? You know, they you know, we've all had that question in our minds. We grew up in schools and you know, they tell us about saving Mother Nature. They talk about saving the whales, and they talk about saving the sharks and all of this stuff, you know, but I don't think for the most part, people grow up really believing all of that stuff that they were taught, or that stuff that was, you know, presented to them. I've seen it. I've seen it through me practicing it. I've seen it through being around the right people and getting away from the wrong people. You know, I've seen it, you know, manifest where the power of one can be so great. You know, it's beyond our mind to even understand. It's beyond our brains to fully fathom how this can grow, how this can mature, how this can continue to start today and flow until tomorrow, and the tomorrow after that, and after that, and after that, and after that. You know, I see all that now. So there's areas where I'm like, okay, that needs to get better. I need to grow there. But everything full spectrum, and see where I am today in comparison to where I was in my yesterdays, the powerful thing. How could you not gravitate towards that? How could you not say, hey, I want more of this? How could you not, you know, dig down deep and say, I'm standing firm in this. This is good ground. This is good soil right here.
I see it.
That's where I'm at.
Whew. Love it. Yes. Love the great energy and everything that's going on. All right, we're going to call out Miss Shannon over here for a moment. I know that she has definitely shifted her life and her energy from where she was at, and you know, getting back into a realm of life that she only fathomed for a period of time, and now it's a reality. And so tell us a little bit about that journey, Shannon.
Well, I used to be a super negative person. You know, I started back in Infinite Freedom also. And then when I started, my ex at the time, he didn't believe in me, you know? So, and, you know, fortunately it led to a 16-year breakup. But as Julio said, you do have an impact on people, because I've noticed it, not only when I was working at Walmart and the people around me. Lily came home from work the other day. Her face was beet red, and she was really, really mad. And so I was like, what's going on? Something's going on at work. And she's like, just yelling and throwing all this at me. And I'm like, just looked at her, and she goes, she took a deep breath, and she's like, now I need to go in my room and smack some positivity in me before I go back to work. So, so you do have an effect on people. And it puts a smile on my face knowing that, you know, I didn't think I could ever have that impact on someone, you know, especially, you know, my kids, you know, that's even better. And then when you put out videos and you have people that you used to work with reach out to you. So she come home yesterday and she's like, Mom, I need some water. I need some flyers. And I'm like, what? She goes, yeah. She goes, I'm promoting you at work. Everybody wants to know what you're doing. So, I was like, oh, okay, good. So it's good to see my kids do that. And then my boyfriend I'm with now, he was mean. He's sitting right here. I don't care. He was mean. And then, you know, I started changing, you know, his mindset. And then we'll be going down the road and he'll say something. I'm like, you're going to be negative. I'll get out of this car right now. I don't want to be nowhere near you. I will remove myself from you, you know? So it's possible. It makes me feel happy.
Definitely.
To know that you have the change. You can do that change somebody.
And it's all a matter of we said earlier, a choice. A choice that you make. If you want it, then you are the one that has to make the choice to make it happen. Period. I love it. Awesome day. All right, Brother JJ, you were in here up top, quiet, and you're in the little shadows of the darkness with the wild hair. JJ, what got you into the entrepreneur mindset of life, of wanting to shift your energies into a better vibration?
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting. You know, as most of you know, I've been I call myself the serial entrepreneur because I just have been an entrepreneur most of my life. Last time I punched any kind of regular time clock was when I was like 18 or 19 years old. And I just always hated working for other people. I hated school. School was totally boring to me. I couldn't stand that regimented thing. You know, you can go to lunch now, you can go to recess, whatever. You know, I never liked it at all. It wasn't because I was getting bullied or anything like that. It was that it just wasn't part of my mindset. I couldn't stand the regimentation of it. When I was done with high school, I just could not wait. You know, like you go into college, I'm like, hell no, I would die. And, but from doing all that kind of stuff all these years, you know, there was definitely a missing piece. And when I first got involved with Facebook, and Facebook is the reason ultimately why I'm involved with this. And, but when I first got involved with Facebook, it was all about politics. That was the whole reason I joined Facebook, was so that I could rant negative BS about politics, you know, and it's like, that never got me anywhere, nothing, you know. And then Tim McGaffin came along, and he was posting about Kangen water, and I thought it was stupid and just a bunch of BS. And then of course that one story came along, you know. And that's the thing is we all have our situations in life, whatever it is we're doing, going through our thought processes, but sometimes it just takes one thing to spark the brain cell. All of a sudden you can make a change. And you know, I had no idea what was actually going to happen when I got involved with Kangen water. It just made sense for my health to get the water. I didn't want anything to do with the business. I just wanted it just made sense to have that water once I learned about it. And then I just, the reason that I'm in here is ultimately it's because of Kangen water and the people that I met through Facebook. But once I got into here, it shifted. This place right here totally shifted my paradigm from a negative political bunch of nonsense to actually understanding the power of positive. And so it's really changed things. The way I post on Facebook, I rarely talk anything about politics. And, now it's more things like that little meme that I posted out yesterday that one of my Facebook friends posted out. And, it's like it went from, you get on your wall and you see all this stuff on your wall. It went from, like, my wall went from a constant barrage of negative garbage about government and all the crap that government's doing on a continual basis. It went from a constant barrage of that all the way down my news feed to now, when I look at my news feed, it's constant entrepreneurial, positive mindset. You can do it. You are great. You are amazing. And it's just a constant barrage of positivity now with there's only a few select people that came from the political realm that I even keep them around or pay any attention to what they're doing. And every one of them have something in common too. And that's that they're all entrepreneurs. And, and so it really shifted everything in that regard. And like the meme that came out yesterday was cute. It was just a little caricature thing. And it had this one little creature, whatever, saying, "Hey, where did you find that? I've been looking for that forever." And the other little caricature said, "I created it myself." And what was it? It said happiness. And, the simple fact of the matter is if you want to be happy, it's up to you. If you want to be sad, it's up to you. And that is really the thing that has changed the most in my life over the last 4.5 months. And, it's just truly amazing what can happen in your life if you just simply decide that you're going to be positive. That's it. It's really that simple. And, like yesterday I did that rant about the whole Think and Grow Rich book that I couldn't take to the guy in jail. And my friend Stephanie, she posted up that you could get that book and have it sent to him for $6.88 on Amazon. And I told her, because I happen to know that her son is in jail right now too. And I said, you might want to think about sending that to Jeffrey. Yeah. And she's like, I'm already on it, because of my rant about this book, because it was a rant and there was a smidgen of negativity in that rant, but there was a whole bunch of positivity in that rant too, because, sometimes you got to smack somebody up beside the head to get them to wake up, to be able to get them to accept the positivity in their brain cell. And so, that's kind of what I've learned. That's how this has shifted me. And, stories like the little kids and that, hey, take a deep breath, get back in bed, I mean, it's so powerful, you guys. And, I tell people, I've had people come in here and say, oh, it's a bunch of Tony Robbins nonsense. I don't have time for that crap, and it's just like, whatever. You don't have time for happiness. You don't have time for positivity. Oh, okay. Well, no wonder all your posts on Facebook are always a bunch of negative Nelly nonsense about shit that you can't do anything about whatsoever. And, if you're going to rant about something, at least it should try to be something that has a potential to do something for somebody and, potentially make somebody's life better. That's really what my focus is now. And people ask me what I do for a living. I tell them I'm in the life-changing business. I teach people how to change their life. for the better. That's what I do. And it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And so jump on board.
Amen. Thank you, Brother JJ, for that, for sure. You know, guys, because we're all in different areas of our life and have different walks that we've been in on these shoes. So, you know, what do you want to bring to the table? You know, it's your life. What do you want to do with it? All right, Miss Patty is back up and running. So she said she would step out and tell her story as well. So go ahead, Miss Patty.
Good morning, everybody. So my Reader's Digest version, anybody know what Reader's Digest is, or is that just Canada? Is that just Canada? Don't know? Reader's Digest is it's a publication of many sort of mini short stories, jokes. It's like a monthly subscription type thing. So whenever we want to make something short instead of long, we always say, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. So, which now has turned into the long version. So a few years ago when I was first prescribed oxygen, it was a pretty scary thing at the time. I've now actually gone to the point over the last couple of years where it's much more cool with it. And, you know, I go everywhere. I still leave the house to work full time. As long as I'm able to do that, I will continue to do that, because to me, it's, you know, being on the oxygen, the portable oxygen is actually a gift that I can still pretty much live most of the major functions of my life. However, there will come a time, hopefully sooner rather than later, where I knew I wanted to find an alternate, another choice for being able to continue to work and earn an income, more about earning an income. And I knew the online world was a place to do that. So I had been looking, just, you know, checking out some things for over 2 years. And I didn't want to sell stuff that I was never going to get to see it first, like a drop shipping thing. There was just, some things were just not resonating with me. There were other people who were promoting their come work with me things, and it just never felt right. So I saw an ad, same as everybody else, from Debbie Sampson, who is my mentor, and she is directly under Jen. And it clicked. I also saw an ad around the same time from Caitlin. Also kind of like, oh, okay. They just seem like really very real people. With Debbie, we were both from Cape Breton. She still lives there, which is on the eastern coast of Canada. And I figured I knew her, I recognized her accent right away. And there's always still the skepticism, right? Because it's the internet and you're like, you know, haven't done something like this before. So you're not still always uncertain, because that's human nature at the time, right? It's not until we meet all the lovely people like Thomas and Jen and Caitlin and so on that you kind of learn to let go of that skepticism, right? So they've definitely taught me the way to just look at things a little differently. So the whole thing, just long and short of it, felt right. These people felt right. They were putting their faces out there and their names. I think as soon as I clicked on Debbie's video, and then immediately went into the buy-in link, because I figured $99. I decided that day that I could afford to lose that if it was a scam. That was a choice I made, an investment in. Let's just see how this goes. And had never talked to her. Watched the first webinar, and to be honest, was a little confused by some of the things. But that was also, it could have been me, because I was just trying to figure out, I'm one of these people that I kind of preset in my mind how I think something should lay out. And when it doesn't, I'm like, what? So, but then went back and watched a bit of the replay, and then bought in. So hadn't talked to anybody, bought in, decided that, I would give this a shot. And immediately, Shailene called and did a welcome call. It was like, oh, there's a real person there. And then I'd set up my call with Jen right away, went through the steps I had to. So right from there, and meeting these people, and just seeing that it was very real. The conversations were very real. Jen is amazing, so she can, had all of her ducks in a row in the coaching call. And, from there, it's just been, a journey of getting out of my own way half the time. So lately, and JJ, just something that you had said earlier, I saw a quote in the last 2 days that said, happy people are not grateful. Grateful people are happy. And that's, we're all good people. Like we've all been good people, but joining this community has just, I know I can only speak for myself, but it's just made me better, has made me kind of sit back and be a little more reflective of situations and, how I react to things, and just get you focused on what's really, truly important, and helps you kind of, weed out all the noise. So through the 6 Weeks to Abundance group, yesterday, watched or listened actually to the video on goals versus intentions. So it's the third time I've actually, because I was participated in the live training when the days that it occurred, and then this was an opportunity to sit and just focus and take some notes. I actually kind of blocked out everything and just wanted to focus on getting out the messages that I wanted to get out, get out of it, and be able to kind of plan going forward using that methodology of attaching the intention. And it was actually kind of you do usually have to listen to things a few times before you fully grasp a message. So yesterday was actually when that occurred a little bit, in understanding a little bit better about what the intention means. And I've been listening all along, people like, set your intentions daily. And for a while, nobody was really saying what that meant. And then really there wasn't a definition for it. But when, I can't remember the name of the couple that did the training, but they tied it into that, feeling, like direct feelings of how this, thinking about, is this, look at what your goal is and how much work it's going to take to achieve it. And then really dive in and listen to what your mind and your body and your spirit are saying in terms of, do you think it's going to be worth it in the end? And if it is going to be worth it because of what you're going to feel like when you've accomplished that, and also if you can push through to make it happen, is a way to identify that. And that was that spoke volumes to me. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of get it a little better now. So anyway, it's definitely been an interesting journey. Watching people who have success, actually, Shannon, now that you're not working and into the business full time, I've actually seen your posts coming through my feed a little bit more frequently. And so I love that. Yeah, that's great. And you know what, you've actually kind of helped me figure out that sometimes the post, like you had a post up the other day of just you standing in the rain, and your message was so pure and simple. And I was like, oh, that's actually perfect. Like, it didn't have to be overthought, and it didn't have to have a ton of bells and whistles. It was just a nice, simple message. And so thank you for that, because it's kind of helped me figure out that I can, it doesn't always have to be a big show kind of thing, that it can just be something quite simple and honest and true. It's just a message that you're trying to get out to people. And sometimes that's how it, that clarity, sometimes that's where it comes from, is in the most basic and, true messages. So yeah, I don't know if that answered really your question, Thomas, but that's
perfect.
Kind of where I'm at.
Perfect. I mean, because that's
plugging along still, I finally figured out, this was my big win yesterday, was I was having trouble with my link, ClickFunnels, and just getting in and getting that sorted out. Even though I knew I did it, anytime I tried to log in, it would tell me that it wasn't the right information. And then I would click in my forgot password, and they weren't sending me an email because I knew I had the right password. But anyway, I sat down yesterday and I went, I'm focusing on just this. And that's what I did. And I got it all up and running. I created a new domain. I launched the thing to the domain, and I tested it this morning, and it worked. Some of those little technology glitches kind of shut me down. Like again, right? You're following the steps, and then when it doesn't happen, like, where do I go now? How do I get out of this mess? So that all worked. And yeah, so I'm very happy today.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was my intention with that goal, is when I get this fixed, it's going to feel really good. And it did. So I finally felt like I was able to proceed with that group, right? Because I wanted to get some people in there, and I just couldn't make all that happen. So,
But it's all linked up now, and that's
it
beautiful.
is all good now.
There you go. Well, thank you for that story. Thank you for that right there, because it's those stories that y'all are hearing in here that people will get to see on the recording, that it could shift their life, their thought process, knowing that we have all ages of life in here, from 17 to 75, and everybody is shifting their life. Because I love it the way the guy that came to my house the other day, a serviceman, a salesman, and he said, if you're not learning, you're dying. So if you keep evolving and keep moving in life and making you a better version than you was yesterday, then you're rolling with the right attitude. So I'm going to call Brother Roger and his wife out while they're there, and I can see them moving. So, brother, y'all step out and tell us a little bit about your story and your journey.
My story. I'm doing this because I want to get out of the truck, because I just came back before this meeting starts. So usually I'm sitting in a truck 20 hours a day. That's not that I'm driving 20 hours a day, but I'm in there. So that's my why, what I want to get out of there. And the thing what I realized in the event where I went to, Mark Black, he said after a year, he had spent $1 a day on ads. And then he knew after a year that he spent $365 a day. So he combined the whole year in one day. So that's very important to go all in.
Definitely. Thank you. Go all in. If you've got the idea, if you got something that you want to do something different within your life, if you don't step up and step in, then you're going to be always stepped out, and you're always going to be watching from the sidelines. So if you don't want to watch from the sidelines anymore, then step up to what you want. It's your life. You're the leader of it. Where do you want it to go? You're the creator of the different things that you want to do in life. And then you sit down and you get a clear focus and chat with him just for a moment. And then guess what? He's going to give you a little bit more clarity and focus on where this bigger picture can be and where you can be. So awesome. Thank you very much for that, Roger. And keep up the awesomeness. Keep learning, keep moving and improving yourself. Loving watching the journey. Met you in Vegas in November, and to see the shifts and everything that you're doing. Yet he works works for FedEx, guys, is what he does. He's a deliverer. So he's in that truck at all times, right? But yet his mind is always being creative and always thinking of something more of what he can do. And what does he leverage? Because that was the meaning of this meeting this morning. He started leveraging this little machine that he carries with him everywhere he goes, taking pictures, putting out posts, getting content out so people can see how he is shifting his life and his energies. Does it happen overnight? No. But what is he doing? He's staying consistent on a day-to-day basis to make sure the information is getting out there, because if people don't see or have eyeballs on what you're doing, then you do not have that chance to be able to work with a new team member or a new lead. It's that easy. So if you're doing the work and you're putting out the information and putting out the flashy stuff like he does, and putting out some good content that makes you think just for a second on how you could become a better person, now people want to know what he's doing. How did he shift his energy to go from working from FedEx to working for himself? Because that's the next journey that we're going to see. He's working for himself now, building his corporation, working himself to where he's going to have a paycheck. Then he's going to utilize both of them at the same time to increase getting himself into that true freedom of no monetary bills except the basics that we need to live on. You need light, you need water, and you need food, right? So you got a shelter over your head, you got the basics, you got that down. So now if you don't have a car note, if you don't have a house note, you don't have all that other stuff, wouldn't that relieve so much stress within your life? So much anxiety of worrying about how you're going to be able to pay that bill next month? I can remember many days that I had many anxieties and worried that, okay, it's been 2 months, I've been laid off and I don't have a job. But yet the bills are still coming. They don't stop no matter what. So the stress level goes up. Your blood pressure goes up. Your anxiety goes up. And then now what do? You go to the doctor for medication because you got anxiety. You can't sleep. You're not right. Your blood pressure is wrong. So now you're on all this other crap that's not making you feel any better. It's bringing you into a deeper depression. So once you get yourself into a true financial state of knowing, okay, I got both jobs. I'm making money on both of them. I'm not quitting here yet until this one is 2 times. All right. So that one gets 2 times what I'm making here. I'm still leveraging this money to make this one even bigger through advertising, through shirts, through stickers, through bumper sticker, whatever it is that you got to get your word out there even more and more stuff online. Then now once you 2 times it, so instead, you know what? I want to 10 times this one before I leave that one. You 10 times it. So now you got this one sitting up here. So now you look back and say, you know what, guys, it's been a fun journey, but yet I have my true freedom and alignment. I have my abundance and my residual working for me, making money for me. So now I can walk away. Where do you want to travel this month? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do bigger within your community? Because it's the energies and the things that we're doing here. How could you shift energies or schools or platforms or nonprofit organizations, or what could you bring to the table to inspire even more people? So keep up the good work. Keep up the awesomeness, guys. I know we have a lot of different people that popped in here and out of here, and I don't see their faces, so I'm not calling them out to chat because, they're not being present right here at the moment to be able to be called out. So everybody that did get to speak today, I want to thank y'all for your time and coming out here and giving your stories and your messages. Marilyn, I typed in there to ask you if you wanted to jump in this morning and give your story, but you didn't respond. So I'm going to ask you now, do you want to hop in? That way we can see you. So now step in and tell us your story, how you have shifted your energies and your life, and let the world know your side of life for a moment.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I went to go get my drink. Anyway, yes, I have learned so much in the last 5 years that I know that I don't have to live in an unhealthy body anymore. And learning that has led me to believe that God's plan was so much better than mine or anybody else or my doctors that were trying to tell me. So it led me to people like Thomas and JJ and Ann Minke that taught me that we can live healthier. We can have a better mindset. We can believe in ourselves now. And when I start getting up in the mornings now, I look forward to it. So this water does not just lead us to a better wellness of health, but it gives us a better mindset to lead us to people that will help us believe that we can do it. Because there is so much out there in this world that is negative that we need to learn that we can overcome anything we put our mind to it. So I am so blessed to get to know you guys. You guys so inspire me. I'm so happy that I can share my story now. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, each and every one of you. Thank you so much. JJ, you're the first one that led me to this. Thank you so much.
We love and appreciate you and your stories and the movement that you're doing and bringing the testimonies and the everything to the Facebook world. And we love and appreciate you. So thank you. All right. Vanita, did you want to pop in here for a minute with us? I see you in the background back there. You're the only one that's been here this morning. Tell us a little bit about your life energy and how you have shifted your energies and your thought processes to move you into a different direction of life.
Oh, that's a loaded question. Well, number one, getting involved with you guys. I've been following you for a couple of years now, and Infinite Freedom Days, and now the Rise and Gas, and just all the energy that's in there. And I've learned so much. It's following and learning, and I've implemented a lot of the things that I've learned personally. Just following and watching and implementing some of the tools that I've received, the little nuggets that I've received, reading the books that have been offered, and just filling myself with positive people Hicks, and them. I watch them on YouTube and just listening to this. But it's more than that. It's learning to implement what I'm hearing and learning to apply that in my own life that has helped me with the change. And let me tell you, the energy that and where I'm at right now is a huge change from where I was almost 2 years ago, because I'm kind of feisty. Well, I'm not kind of, I am feisty. And so just learning to shift, that mindset shift has really helped me to have positive vibrations coming out instead of those negative vibrations coming out, instead of giving someone the bird, right? When they do something stupid in traffic, now I can say, okay, God bless you. I hope they get where they're going safe. And it's just that whole shifting that takes place, and utilizing the tools that I've been given here, and coming here every morning. I love what we're doing here. You know, we're here to uplift people and help people to understand they don't have to stay in that negative, stagnant place that they're at. And if they would just give it a try, right? If they just give it a listen, come in open-mindedly, what an amazing change. I mean, and on the business side, I mean, I just got my machine. It's back there. I'm trying to hook it up, but now I have to go get a different faucet. I have a fancy faucet, so I got to go exchange and get one that fits that so I can get my machine hooked up today. And so on the business side, you know, I have taken my time to get where I'm at, but everything that I have learned in the process has been gold nuggets. Watching everybody, watching Julio, you know, I mean, watching Ryan, and just watching the growth of everyone. It's just been an amazing time, and it has inspired me to continue to grow and continue to want to do better and continue to want to get my business. You know, when I came in and I, you know, started in this business and started in the training, initially it was frustrating for me, but I came in because I wanted to make a change, not just in my life, but, you know, first, like, you're like, oh, wow, you know, you need residual income. Okay, let's look into this. It sounds great. But then I saw that this is something that can actually help other people. And I'm in the helping field. I want everybody to be happy and healthy, right? So that was really an inspiration for me to kind of push myself and get further into it. And so that's what I want to do, right? I want to be able to get my time back, because I want my time back. I want to go, like, I'm going to Texas next week, but I had to ask for permission to go to Texas next week. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to do that. My time is my time, right? And so that's where the business comes in for me, being able to help other people, but also get my time back. And my husband's getting older now. I want to be able to retire him at some point. I mean, he's a workaholic, so I don't know how that's going to work, but I'll do my best. So, yeah, so, you know, I just love what's being poured out and poured in. And when you grab those nuggets and you implement them, the change that takes place, and I'm constantly growing.
Amen.
So that's what I love. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for bringing your energy, your passion, and then, you know, everything that you bring to the table of the world. So keep up the awesomeness for sure.
Thanks.
Definitely. All right, Brother Ricky, are you able to chat down there?
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, I'm definitely ready to chat, I guess. Well, most of you already know my story, but I'll elaborate a little bit. I got involved with our amazing organization here back in kind of close to June of 2018, around that era. That's the same time period that I bust my butt here at work, working 72 to 85 hours a week. And then I got that call one morning where my wife and my 3 kids were involved in a car accident. Long story short, my 7-year-old daughter, my oldest 7-year-old daughter, did not make it. And so my promise to her was I was going to find something so that allows me more family time to make sure I was able to tell them daily and how much I love them daily and how proud of them I was. Because time is important. We all know that by now, and it's kind of honestly the hard way to learn it because we're never, outlive our kids. But that being said, and that took place the day before Father's Day. But other than that, though, in my whole life, back in the military days, I knew about gratitude and to give more than to receive. And we're all human. I kind of fell out of that, and then I got back involved with this group. It was Nick Snyder's video that caught my eye when he tapped the cup, cheers the video, and then the other one on his, his porch deck or something like that. He was real relaxed, and it reached out and it touched my soul. I knew it was it. God told me it was it because God lives within us, and I knew. I related with me. So I did my military research. Let me see who he's connected to before I do anything, and I saw everybody, and then I end up, registering. Or I said, all right, Jeff Hughes, man. All right, who's this guy? I started watching. Wow, okay. And then I end up registering, up underneath him. So then that was a grateful journey. It linked me to all of you guys, and I first started seeing you, Thomas. You was on a little golf cart with a little vest on, and a complete different outlook. You yourself have grown times 100, man, times 100. Totally different. And each and every one of us, even Shannon, her video the other day, it inspired me off any video I've seen anybody do, which is part of me too. I love the wild. I love the wilderness. I love the ocean, the sound. And just by her video, nothing said, the birds, all about the birds. It's God's frequency music to us, right? But other than that, though, my journey has been amazing. The alignment, me getting back in touch with myself and with many like-minded people that push us and strive us to be better. And the reading, you guys know about the magic. If you don't, go get it. Amazon, $11. That's by Rhonda Burns. Or at Barnes & Noble for $14. I've got to go pick up one today and drop it off to my sister-in-law. And because she says she don't have the money, it doesn't matter. I want her to have this book. She needs it in her life. But it's just different things like that we learn from all of us, from each other. I mean, each and every one of us has a unique passion and desire, and we're learning and growing into that passion together. We've all had struggles. I've seen Thomas's struggles. I've seen Shaylin's struggles. Selena, everybody. I mean, it's just an amazing growth. I'm not where Thomas is yet. Yes, I've been involved for quite a while, but I had to start off different. I'm not, so I don't care. Yes, I bought my machine outright. That's why it took me so long. I couldn't have the opportunity to work on my credit the way I needed to. I just wouldn't allow the right time of atmosphere or time. But I prayed about a machine. I wanted to pay it outright. I wanted the best machine, and God allowed it. He answered my prayer, and I got to the top of the line, and I'm putting it to use. You guys saw my list of people here at work that I've got on the water. They're amazed by it, and we're all here for a reason. I'm here to save lives. Each and every one of us, that's what we're here for. That's why I share JJ's right now, this live. I share the Kong Family Show. It's about sharing and how to save lives and make these people believe. Make them believe. Because God saved me. I got shot twice, right? Once right after I lost my daughter, a year later, I got shot twice. That's why my credit's crap. And and I died. Day 4 in the hospital, I died. And my higher spirit, Jesus, came into my ear. I heard the frequency sound. I never forget that sound. It was in this ear here. And then all of a sudden it cleared away, and my vision went pure white. It wasn't light at the end of the tunnel. It was like Matrix, like sitting in a pure white energy room. And what was said was, is there anything, Jesus says, anything you want to say before the Heavenly Father judges you? And I said, yes, I want to repent of all my sins I've committed in the past, now, and the future. But I would like to say on your heavenly planet to raise my kids in your eyes and to impact the world. Right then and there, everything came back. I was back in my body. The nurse had ran out of the room and all that stuff, had a panic attack, whatever she may have seen. But I knew from then on, the love I felt when I was away out of my body was still with me in that room. So, you know, it doesn't matter who believes me or not. It really doesn't matter. I know it, and I know what I felt. Yeah, it's a tragic of getting a lost one, and you know, from the past in my family. But also, when I got shot, what's the only thing I wanted to do, right? Before, you know, besides calling 911, my wife said, "What do you want me to do now?" To get my daughter on the phone, my next daughter, which was 5 years old, and she got her on the phone, and I had to, you know, because I got shot in this bone right here, and it broke that whole bone. The bullet came out here, and then I'm not going to show you my stomach, but anyway, so well, I told her to get my daughter on the phone, and when she got my daughter on the phone, I said, "I got to tell you something, Daddy's been hurt really bad, and I don't know if I'm going to make it, but always remember that Daddy loves you and always will and always have, and that he will always be with you. I'll always be with you. And never forget that Jesus loves you and will always be with you. If it's the last thing that we want to do on this earth, regardless, because we're not going to take shit with us, is to give value and to guide our kids and to raise them right." But anyway, that's a little bit of a lot about my story. You know, we're in the right place at the right time. I'm steadily learning. I'm doing things a little bit differently, but my goal is to change the world. I've changed the animals. It doesn't matter. I'm going to hit animals. I'm hitting people. I'm hitting everybody in my area. Not really doing the online stuff too much, but it'll come. You know, I'm more of a people person. I'm fixing to live by example and lead by example. So, you know, each and every one of you are amazing. I love each and every one of you. I learned so much from each and every person on this platform, in this Zoom meeting, and I look forward to every day. And yes, I will definitely share any story that you guys want to hear. And, you know, I just don't want to bore anybody with repetition and stuff like that. But my growth itself, I feel it. It aligns me every day. It's just an amazing thing. And yes, Benita, you need to get that machine hooked up today. I would have told you to hook up to your bathroom sink by now. But anyway, yeah, you need to get that pure water right in. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to all of us. It's a blessing what we do to share it, get everybody where Thomas is and where everybody is. It's coming, baby. It's coming. But y'all have a good day. And I'm sure that it's 10-10, by the way. That's pretty good. Make a wish.
Make a wish. Love it. 10-10. Make a wish. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your time. Definitely an inspiration you are for what you're doing. And you say you may not be doing the online world much, but yet you share and you leverage out and you make sure that everybody else is getting the information and the love that you're putting to it, behind it. We thank you for that right there, brother, because yes, you are putting stuff out there on social media. And yes, we do get to see it. And yes, it is changing people's lives and their way of thinking as well. Because every person that you pass that book to, every person that you give a good jug of water to, that is shifting a life right there, period. Love it.
Yep. When I'm sharing everybody else's stuff, guess what's going to happen? By me doing all this past years, what's going to happen when I start doing my videos and all that stuff? All the people that's done grown in the online environment explodes myself. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. It's all good, baby.
That's why I said at the beginning of this, we are leveraging a network of community of people to put our stuff out there, put their stuff out there, and then they share your stuff. And that's what they call the organic reach. Because when other people are sharing your stuff, that's, free advertisement. When other people are, putting your stuff out there constantly and sharing and loving and promoting you, that's free advertisement. So Shannon, you got to go. Good to see you, baby. Thank you for coming out. It has been a long morning, but yet we got out some good information, some good stories, some good testimonies from people across the world here that are shifting their lives on a day-to-day basis. So I want to thank everybody that has come out today and has shared their energy and their love and their passion and their hearts with us. And keep up the awesomeness, keep up the good work. You are the co-creators of your life. And just know that when you sit down and for a moment with a pen and a piece of paper and you ask him for a little bit of guidance on what you're looking for, and then stop for a moment for that receiving of the information he is about to give you. And then once you write it down and then you look at it, you're going to be like, I like that path. And it makes you feel happy, then move towards it. Take that energy and move towards what makes you happy. Because if it doesn't make you happy, reevaluate. That didn't really make me happy. I really don't want to do that again. So don't put yourself in that situation to have to be in that unhappy state again. So you will feel the energies and you will know what makes you happy. Move towards the happiness and keep that kick and that music in your step at all times. I call it the happy dance. Whether there's music playing or not, you have a song in your head that makes you feel good. You're happy and you know it. Clap your hands. Come on now. Who's with me? So if you come on and give yourself some good information and some good words every once in a while, it put a smile on your face just then, did it not? Did not everybody smile just off of those 3 little lines of that one song? So now all day, that's going to be the one song y'all are walking around singing because y'all are going to think of me and you're going to be like, that daggum Thomas has got a song stuck in my head. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. Y'all going to be walking around the store and you're going to clap your hand and then people are going to look at you and you're going to be singing the song and you're going to be.
Listen, Thomas and those ladies.
Just keep up the good energy, guys. Keep up because that's going to be the one thing that y'all are going to think about today all day. I'm happy and I know it, so I'm going to clap my hands. Yeah. Smile, guys. Have a good day. I love and appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. And everybody that's on the recording that gets to catch this, put something in the comment section on the YouTube. Yes, once you click the link and you're watching it on full screen, you can go below and leave us a comment. Let us know what you got out of this today. Let us know the energy that moved your life or shifting you. And guess what? There's hundreds more videos that you can go through and watch. Put comments in those too. Give us a thumbs up as well. Let us know that you are grabbing something from this. And those that are catching this off the live feed, give us some comments in there. Give us some feedback because I promise you we can show you how you can shift your energies just like we did. I love and appreciate you all, guys. Keep up the awesomeness. I love and appreciate you all.
Group hugs to the family, Thomas. Group hugs.
All right.
Have a great day, kids. Love y'all.
Love y'all.